there's 80 players here. It used to be 100. Now it's 80.
Mm-hmm.
And these 80 guys are fighting for their life. 35 have jobs. So if you do your mathematics right, you got yourself like 23 guys, say, are fighting for their lives, and 10 of them have to go home. Maybe 10 of them go to the Canadian League, but there's 10 of them out of these guys that have to go home to their mothers and good construction jobs.
Yeah.
So you can cut the air with a knife here.
Malloy's nice Mercedes truck.
Hey, I've never seen anything like it this year. As far as getting cockiness and heads up like.
That's what's gonna kill him. If they,
That's right. That's right.
one person goes and gets the ego
right.
going.
That's right. And this year, more than ever, I'm going, hey, how you doing? Good morning. Oh, good morning.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
that's what I'm getting. You know.
Well, the big thing with them last year is they were talented, but there's a lot of talented teams. I mean, look at the Rams, Indianapolis, and stuff. But what was different about them was their attitude, their like teamwork. That's the thing that is going to kill them now that they've won something.
Good stuff.
Yeah, that's what I said.
Wow, look at that, huh? The body. Oh, great stuff. Oh, he's there. Oh, yeah, I know this guy.
I want to go around. Can I go around front? Just to, I don't know. He wants to take pictures of a couple from the.
Can't get on there.
Why?
There's not anybody down there. I'll let two people down there.
How about if I just go around where that truck is over in the back of that wall? Thanks, Frank.
Thanks,
Thanks, Frank.
All right, good job.
See, he's the guy. He's the head man.
Go. Yeah.
Security guy?
They got a baseball field over here, right? The same dimensions as Fenway Park, man. Same dimensions
Oh, yeah?
as Fenway Park.
You could do a show talking football, turn the camera around,
right
and
here.
talk baseball.
Do this. The same dimensions as Fenway Park.
That's,
I want to show you something.
wow, you know, it really doesn't look like a long
That
whole
doesn't look
time.
very big.
Same dimensions. Here's when he practiced all the
Oh, I
time.
remember that field. All right. Look at that grass.
Parcells is
Beautiful.
the best playing service in the whole NFL.
Oh, that's, man, too bad we don't have football, huh? You ever come out here at night with your crew and throw the ball around? Can you do that?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, man.
I come up here and play golf.
No,
Look at the green. Now I gotta let this rest. It's got no cooling system. I'm gonna let it rest. Okay. Look at this, man. Come over here. Look at the green. Look at this. I come out here, practice here. I can practice anytime I want. My kid comes out, puts 100 balls in the sand trap. From the other guy. But these are the fields they play on right here. For some reason, that's why they got the tents up over there. They're having a dinner tonight or something.
Yeah.
So they had invited the VIPs, and they're all sitting over there. You know what I mean? That's the deal there. Well, that field. Bill Plastow said it's the best playing surface in the whole NFL. He was my friend. I used to go out to dinner with him and everything. You know who his best friend was? Mike Patella. The Czar.
Wow.
The Czar.
I was going to say Bobby Knight.
Here's another one for you. He says, hey, you want to go out to dinner with me tonight? I says, yeah, all right. I meet him. It's him and the Czar. We get on a Capriccios to eat.
Yeah.
He wants a corner booth because he don't want anybody to see him. You know what I mean? Yeah. Try to push that.
The Czar. Oh, wait, let me get this.
No, here's another one. He goes to me, he says, hey, I want you to make up 2 townhouses.
The Czar.
Plastow says to me, I want you to make up 2 townhouses for me. I says, yeah, no problem. So I made them up, and they stayed for 2 nights. The people stayed for 2 nights. There were about 10 of them, 10 guys. And I didn't tell the people who they were. They told me who they were, but I never heard of them in my life, for Christ's sake. After the 2 days, they leave and everything. So my help says, hey, who was that we just made the beds for and everything? Guess who it was? Bon Jovi. Didn't even know it.
Oh.
It's his best friend. Plastow's and Bon Jovi.
Wow.
How'd they meet?
I don't know. But you see them now, Bon Jovi in New York, he's going to do
Yeah, he's going to sing,
right.
The opening game.
That's true Parcells. He's good friends with Parcells.
Huh. Yeah, that's been all
See
over
that?
the news. I can't move it. Can you believe
wow.
that, Mike? Can't move it. They move it like
nothing.
I got to work out more.
Yeah, but something, that's going to hurt you tonight. This year, it's going to hurt you.
I've been working out a lot more now.
Yeah, but that's still going to hurt you. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Hey, this guy.
Can she interview you, Mike?
Huh?
5 minutes? Come on. Be great.
Oh, fuck.
You sure? Come on.
Oh, what am I going to say?
Just what you've been saying.
Yeah,
Anything you
I gotta
want.
Get rid of the cigarette. Don't do what I got a
All
cigarette
right.
in my hand.
Good.
Jeez.
That'll
Here,
be
get
great.
the mic.
Yeah. Anything you want. I mean, you want to...
No, you don't understand. There's a lot of things I can't say,
I
Joe.
understand. Some of the things you told me, I don't say to people. I say that Bledsoe was a sweetheart story. But the other stuff you gave me, I didn't repeat. You know? The other... Yeah, you know.
You're funny.
We got the... all right, now what do you figure? 2 minutes? You want anything specific? Like you want to go through the divisions or just do what you were doing?
No, I don't want to. No.
Yeah, all right.
As
Just
far as,
only because I got that mic going. I'm on record.
All right.
At least ask nice questions.
Yeah,
and,
all right,
I'll just answer the questions
all
as
right.
far as best I know, and then I'll let her talk. In other words, I thought I was talking too much. I should shut up.
No, I'm the interviewer. You're supposed to talk as much as you
just
want.
have a conversation.
Yeah.
So tighten it up a little.
All right.
Little, hey, give me some space. I got that thing in the
Oh
back.
yeah, he's got to line up his shot.
Mike, you know.
I'll stop hugging Mike.
All right, can you give me like test?
Test.
Good, excellent. All right.
Excellent. He's all pumped now.
Bye. Yeah, we're recording and anytime.
Lisa Kelly, Sports Interactive, Smithfield, Bryant College, with Mike D, our tour guide here again, getting some more feedback about the Patriots at training camp. How do you think the heat helps these guys or hurts these guys when they're getting ready for their preseason stuff?
I don't know. My opinion, as far as the heat is concerned, they play in the heat. So if they practice in the heat, if it was cold, they practice in the cold. It really doesn't matter. I mean, I don't think weather should come into it because you know they're involved in every kind of weather there is. So why not practice whatever it is today? It's fine, you know.
Do you see any it hurting anybody out there? You know, there was the problems last year with the Vikings and Corey Stringer and everything. Do you think do you see any extra precautions this year at training camp from last year?
Yeah, there's a lot of precautions they made. They put an extra tent here. The NFL made rules for them as far as when it's really hot, over 90 or over 80, whatever it is. They do have the precautions to take care of the kids. I call them kids because they're kids to me. I'm an old man compared to these kids, you know.
Oh, you look like you could have played a position or two in your day. Did you ever play any sports?
Yeah, I played a little sports in my day, yeah. But as far as football, I didn't play football, no. I don't know that much about football, just what I see here in the last 23 years, you know.
23 years is a long time. How about this year's Patriots? Pick some of your, do you see any players maybe that are newer to the team that might have a good season that the regular people might not know about?
No, not really. To me, there's 80 players here. It used to be 100. Now it's 80.
Mm-hmm.
And these 80 guys are fighting for their life. 35 have jobs. So if you do your mathematics right, you got yourself like 23 guys say are fighting for their lives, and 10 of them have to go home. Maybe 10 of them go to the Canadian League, but there's 10 of them out of these guys that have to go home to their mothers and good construction jobs.
Yeah.
So you can cut the air with a knife here. And when it comes to working hard, these kids, from 6:15 in the morning to 9:15 at night, they don't have 5 minutes. It's strictly football, and they're always 10 minutes behind. And when they give autographs, they're 10 minutes, they're 12, 14, 16, and it goes on. So when people get a little upset when they don't get an autograph, it's because they don't have the time. They really don't have the time, and it's awful. I watch it, and I say to myself, boy, that guy giving an autograph, he's just extra special.
Yeah.
The guy that gives that extra autograph, because it's so much on them. They have so much on their heads all day long.
Well, you see these guys like day in and day out in all different environments. Who are some of the standout just all around as far as like citizens go, on and off the field? Who are some of the players that you like?
Well, I kind of stay away from the players, to tell you the truth, Lisa. My job is to keep them comfortable. I work with the office people. I see how hard they work. As far as the players are concerned, they all look the same to me. Believe me, I don't have any one more than the other. I treat them all the same. I give them as much. My job is to keep them as comfortable as I can.
Mm-hmm.
And believe me, they need it. Some players have 10 pillows.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And some people have. Some players got 10 blankets. Because their body temperature goes up and down, and there's a lot of work as far as keeping them comfortable, and that's my job. And as far as who's what and that, it's not my job to look on the field and say this one's better than the other. I don't know.
Were you sorry to see Bledsoe go?
Yeah, I like Drew. Drew was a great kid, first of all.
Mm-hmm.
He was a great person. He was a great character. As far as a great player, he's a great player.
Yeah.
And he'll do well, I'm sure, anywhere he goes. It's just, I'm sorry to see him go. Yeah, I am.
What do you think about Bill Belichick? Have you had any encounters with him, or what do you think about how he runs stuff at camp here?
No, he's a pro. Belichick's a pro, just like Bill Parcells was a pro.
Mm-hmm.
And I can, I see it. I see the coaches through the years, who's a pro and who isn't a pro.
Mm-hmm.
Who doesn't want to have practice? Who does want to have practice? I've seen coaches just, cancel practice for a cloud in the sky. You know what I mean? But you got coaches they're just dedicated, great coaches, and they stand out like sore thumbs. And one of them is Belichick. And if you look at the records, Parcells never had many teams without Belichick on the roster.
Yeah.
By the way, you know what I mean? So I don't know if that had any effect on Tampa Bay or whatever, but Belichick's a great coach, and you can't take it away from him.
So you're from Rhode Island here. You Pats fan your whole life?
Oh yeah, my whole life I've been a Pats fan. I'm a Patriot fan. I'm a Celtic fan. I'm a Boston fan. I'm a Red Sox fan. My heart's with the Boston Red Sox.
Yeah. Okay. Well, let's segue for just 1 minute here. What do you think about them in postseason this year? They're having a little tough time behind the Yankees right now.
Oh, the Red Sox, they'll make it, I think, this year. You know, we've been waiting a long time. I go back as far as Pumpsy Green, Mike Farnelis, Ike DeLock, Jim Pagliarone. I can go on and on and on. Gary Geiger used to take Ted Williams' place in left field. I mean, I go on since I've been 8 years old with the Red Sox, so I've had some tough years.
Yeah.
And I'll stick with them till they make it. You know what I mean? And it might be this year, it might be next, but it's going to happen. Let's face it, it's going to happen because they got some money behind them now, so it looks like it's going to happen.
Yeah, a lot of talent, How about the Pats in the postseason? Any repeat prospects there?
I think the chemistry is there, and that's what you need, chemistry. Team, T-E-A-M, you have one. You got chemistry. And it looks, to me, it's, you know, there's 30 other teams. So, you know, they're all the same when they hit the field, you know. It depends on the chemistry. And it looks to me they got a team where they could really go somewhere, even as far as their mannerisms. I can tell by, you know, the cleanliness of the dorms, just the way their mannerisms, the way they conduct themselves, the way they talk to you. It just goes on and on and on. And there were years where I didn't see that, and then it showed up on the field.
Yeah.
And then there's years where I did see it, and it showed up on the field also. And, you know, it's just that it's a matter of luck, that one game, you know, and that one play, and which could turn a whole season around. And the Patriots, you know, there's no doubt in my mind they'll be there. You know.
Positive outlook from Mike D, a guy who sees positiveness on and off the field here, and hopefully some good luck for the Red Sox. This is Lisa Kelly, Sports Interactive. Thanks for hanging out with us, Mike.
Thank you. Thanks a lot, Lisa. Appreciate it.
Take care. We're at Bryant College here. Over to our side of our cart here, we have a really nice baseball field. They have some excellent facilities out here. Not only is it where the Patriots are practicing for preseason, getting a training camp practice in today on this warm day in Rhode Island. Exact dimensions of Fenway Park, keeping it in nice condition over there. This is a beautiful field off to my left. Bill Parcells' favorite field to play on here. Keeps the grass nice and short. Where the Patriots usually play, unless it's bad weather, they have some special events going on today, so we're heading over to their practice field. Check it out right behind me. They have a nice NFL interactive experience where fans can come and throw the ball around and kids can play with the tackling dummies and everything else. So this here is the Patriots practice field coming up here. Lots of cameras, lots of fans in the stands today. Nice warm afternoon. Coming up on them here. We'll fill you in on some more things that have been happening at training camp. A few prominent injured players right now that have been changing a lot of positions, and some rookies getting some good playing time here in training camp.
So, Mike, I guess you didn't like Pete Carroll. The way you were just comparative. I mean, you're going from Parcells to...
Pete Carroll is the biggest asshole I ever met in my life. I don't know
Oh,
how
yeah.
he won one game.
Wow.
He single-handedly destroyed this team.
Yep.
He did, too.
He inherits a Super Bowl team,
Yep.
and he squeaks them into the playoffs, basically, right?
Right.
Couple years. And now he's out at
Southern Cal.
USC. Big shot. Yeah, you know, I mean, Parcells, like, that name doesn't sound Italian, Mike.
His mother's Italian,
Yeah.
right from Italy.
So I didn't know all these. I didn't know what he was, but his mother's Italian. What's Parcells, though?
I don't know, but
Yeah.
he's right from Italy. His parents, his mother's right from Italy.
Yep.
Yeah,
Oh.
Italian lawyer, Italian everything.
He'll be back.
I don't know.
They can't stay away, Mike. None of them.
Well, he's still in that morning magazine with the lady
Yep.
Weigh in.
Can't stay
Way
away.
in the middle.
All right, I am standing in front of the Patriots practice field. They just walked off. It's a little warm for them, maybe cutting out a little bit early this afternoon. We have some updates on things that are going on in training camp. There were 3 prominent players who didn't pass their fitness test the first time around. Antoine Smith, again, second year in a row, didn't pass his, and Antoine Smith at running back. Walter Williams, somebody interesting to look forward to in the running back position. We have a lot of people out. Patrick Pass also didn't pass that test, and the other player who didn't was Robinson Randall, possibly a starter at the right tackle position. A lot of injured players out that have made for some interesting situations here. We have, well, Willie McGinnis just got back. He was taking care of some family stuff, but he should be in the game anytime now. Matt Light, possible starting left tackle, is out with shoulder injury. And Donald Hayes, wide receiver, and David Givens, wide receiver, also out with some injuries. And Joe Andruzzi, starting right guard, is having some knee problems. So we have a couple injuries that will be affecting the current lineup going on with the Patriots. And things otherwise are looking really good. Things are looking strong at camp. Ty Law is out there, and Otis Smith at the wide receiver positions. We are at cornerback. And we have a lot of the returning players coming back: Lawyer Malloy, Ty Law, Tom Brady, prominent at the quarterback position. So things are going good here. Finished the first week here of training camp. When this hits air, they might be heading into their first preseason game against the Giants here in New England. And their first regular season game is a Monday Night Football game in September against Pittsburgh. Should be a great team up against Cordell Stewart, and Pittsburgh looks to be another strong year if Cordell can put together 2 back-to-back good seasons. Their second game of the regular season will be against the Jets, their first division game. So things are looking interesting out here during Patriots training camp. Again, coming to you from Smithfield, Bryant College. Thank you. All right, this is Lisa Kelly with Sports Interactive, standing right on the edge of Patriots training camp field here. Beautiful day out. The weather's much better than it has been the last couple days. Patriots doing bees on assignment here, having some problems with some animals. I'm not allergic, don't worry. A lot of competition here still going on in training camp, coming up to their first preseason game at wide receiver. It looks like Pro Bowler Troy Brown and David Patton have secured their positions, but back into the game is Donald Hayes, who had originally missed a couple practices because of hamstring trouble. He looks good out there today. He's been catching some passes. So wide receiver, definitely Troy Brown is going to be starting. Again, Deion Branch is a rookie who's also been standing out here at training camp, and hopefully he'll make an impact on the offense or in kickoff return. Kickoff return has been one of the things that coaches, Belichick and the other coaches, have been talking about. They're not really sure. Troy Brown is still in the running for that job also. So 4 receivers and possibly a 5th would be somebody who could also help out with special teams. Defensive back position has been hit with injuries this year. Tommy Knight and Leonard Myers were going to be front runners for a starting job, and they are currently not practicing with the team. Ben Kelly and Rob Kelly also slowed down by injuries. Antoine Harris is the leader in the pack for the defensive backs. So the secondary, 5 starters with the regulars: Ty Law, Lawyer Malloy, Tabucky Jones, Victor Green, acquired over from the New York Jets. Looks to be a great match for the Patriots, and Otis Smith. So hopefully we'll have a lock on these guys soon. And the defensive line, another area where, as I talked about earlier, Belichick is interested in having versatility in his players. So the defensive back, people have been moving a lot between positions as they have on the offensive line. So defensive line, Steve Martin looks good, and Richard Seymour has been having some trouble out there. But Bobby Hamilton, Anthony Pleasant, definite starters. Willie McGinnis back in after taking care of his father, and Jarvis Green, a rookie who's been seeing some time here. J.R. Redmond also looks good and strong on the field today. So they've been working some punting, and they've been working some kickoff returns. They've been calling out different plays here at Patriots training camp. Beautiful day, kind of the height of allergy season, a little bit sniffly out here, but a lot of fans look real excited. We're going to talk to some of them, find out what they think of the Patriots coming into the season this year, who their favorite players are, maybe some of the hopes that they have, what their chances are to repeat. Damon Heward's been throwing quite a few passes out here today. The team has been running Damon Heward and Tom Brady looked real strong with the team run. So that's what's going on here at training camp. We have a lot of the guys running some laps again behind us. Every time they mess up a play, they get to do a little more conditioning work. So they're really working on perfecting their team this year, getting some good plays down solid. Coaches are working them hard. The guys are running, jumping real quick, hitting the ground fast. So thanks for watching. This is Lisa Kelly with Sports Interactive. All right, this is Lisa Kelly with Sports Interactive. We're here at training camp. I'm with
Roger Watkins.
Roger here has some opinions on football. What do you think about, since we're here at the Patriots camp, what do you think about their chances of heading into the postseason again this year?
I think it's going to be kind of difficult because teams will be ready for them. Since they're the world champs, teams will play harder against them. So I think they caught everybody off guard last year. I don't think they're going to have the same luxury this year.
How do you think they look out here? You've been watching practice a little bit. What do you think about the team unity and the plays that they've been running here today?
I think that they're very happy. They won the Super Bowl, so they seem to be a little bit looser, and they look good out here.
How about your pick then for Super Bowl 2003? Who do you think is going to be going to into the playoffs and into postseason?
I think St. Louis. You got to go with St. Louis again this year. They lost it last year. I think and a lot of people think they shouldn't have lost it. So I have to go with St. Louis, and if Pittsburgh looks very strong this year coming out the AFC.
What do you think about opening day then? It's going to be Pittsburgh and the Patriots. Who are you going to be rooting for? What do you think about that? Cordell Stewart and Tom Brady, some young quarterbacks.
It's going to be an exciting game. It's Monday night.
Yep.
Yeah, and that's when they open the new stadium.
Yep.
That's going to be a really good game. I think Pittsburgh is favored to win it, to win the AFC. We'll do a lot of experts, so I don't know. A lot of people here, I know they want to say New England, but you might have to. Pittsburgh. It's going to be a good game. It's going to be a really good game.
Who's your favorite player in football right now?
My favorite player in football, I'd have to say maybe Jerry Rice. Yeah, if he's still playing. I know this might be his last year or two, but Jerry Rice.
Definitely, incredible athlete. Well, thanks for talking to us today.
Thank you very much.
Okay, Lisa Kelly here with John. John, we're at Patriots training camp. I know you're not necessarily a Patriots fan. Brought some kids from a school out here today.
Yes.
How do you think they look anyways?
They look pretty good. Saw Brady and them guys take a couple of laps. Saw a nice pass caught by one of the tight ends. They look pretty good. They look really pretty good out there today.
The kids you're with, what school are they with?
From Winter Circles, it's an alternative school for kids in the city of Providence.
So what do they think about the Patriots? Patriots fans, love football?
I love football and big Patriots fans. They got me out here rooting for the Patriots here for today.
Who's your team this year?
I like Cleveland Browns and the New York Giants, but who I think is going to win it this year, I think it's up in the air. Washington Redskins look good. I got to go with Pitt, though. I think Pitt might want it a little bit more than everybody else. Got something to prove.
We have two Pittsburgh fans here. So they play the Giants this weekend, and they play Pittsburgh opening day of the full season. So how do you think the Patriots are going to do against those teams?
This is their first scrimmage with someone. I'll go with the Giants. But with Pitt, the Monday night opening season, I'm going with Pittsburgh, I think.
Really? Even in their new stadium on Monday Night Football, the defending champions, you're going to give it to Pittsburgh?
I'm giving it to Pittsburgh by 10.
Pittsburgh by 10. Well, that's our prediction here. Not sure about that. What do you think of camp here? A lot of excited fans out here today. Really nice weather we're having.
Oh, beautiful weather. A lot of people came out. I know the players are happy. It's not hot and humid and stuff like that. It's great weather.
Is this your first time at training camp?
Yes, it is. Very first time here.
What do you think of it?
It's different. It's really different and really nice. I just came back from Seattle, Washington, and I went to the Seahawks first practice in their new stadium, and it's a lot different. And it's open and it's nice.
A little more relaxed here?
Yes, very relaxed.
Very nice. Relaxation in the Patriots organization. Hopefully that'll make them different again this year and they'll be able to play well. This is Lisa Kelly. Thanks a lot for talking to us.
Thank you.
This is Lisa Kelly, Sports Interactive. I'm here with Dylan. Dylan, this is your second day at camp. How do the Patriots look out there?
Good.
Who's your favorite player on the Patriots team?
Troy Brown.
Troy Brown. Why do you like Troy Brown?
Because he's good.
He's good. Who's your favorite team this year?
Dolphins, but I like the Patriots too.
Dolphins and the Patriots. That's kind of tough since they're in the same division, isn't it?
Yeah.
Do you think the Dolphins are going to do better than the Patriots this year?
I don't know. It's going to be tough.
It's going to be tough. I see you have a helmet there. Who are some of the people who have signed your helmet?
JR, Tom Brady, Willie McGinnis.
Cool. Bill Belichick, I see there.
Yeah.
That's great. Have you gotten all of those while you've been at training camp this year?
And some last year.
And last year, too. So how are the players when you meet them? Are they real nice to talk to?
Yeah,
They sign all your stuff right away when you ask them to do it?
sometimes.
Sometimes. Some of the players don't like to, though?
Yeah, some.
How about Troy Brown? Have you got him yet?
No, not yet.
You're going to try to get him this year?
Yeah.
Cool. Well, I wish you luck with that. So, if you're talking about the Super Bowl, who do you think has the best chance to go to the Super Bowl this year?
I think the Dolphins are going to do good.
Dolphins. So we have it here. Even though he's a Patriots fan, Dylan thinks the Dolphins are going to go to the Super Bowl this year. Thanks a lot for talking to us, Dylan.
You're welcome.
Lisa Kelly with Sports Interactive and some true Patriot fans here, Amanda and Alyssa. Is this your first time at training camp?
Yes,
How do you like it so far?
I like it.
What's your favorite part of training camp?
Well, I want to get their autograph, and I like watching them practice.
That's cool. So, how long have you been a football fan?
Like
A long time.
a long time, yeah.
A long time. Those are pretty cool hats. Where'd you guys get your hats?
My dad knows someone that used to sell them, and they don't sell them anymore, but
Those are different from everything else we've seen here. And you guys got matching shirts, too. Where'd you get those?
my dad got them at a store.
That's cool. Are you going to have them sign your football there?
Yeah,
Who's your favorite player? Who do you want to have sign the football?
Tom Brady,
Tom Brady. Why do you like Tom Brady?
because he's the MVP.
Because he's the MVP. Do you think he's cute?
Yeah.
Yeah, like everybody else does, huh? Who's your favorite player? Is your favorite player Tom Brady, too?
Yeah,
Do you like any other football teams, or the Patriots your number one team?
the Patriots.
Good. You'd like to see them go. Do you think they'll win the Super Bowl again this year?
Yeah,
You kind of hesitated there. Do you think they're going to have a tough time?
a little, but I think they can win.
Good. What do you think? Super Bowl win again?
Yeah, definitely.
Very positive from some fans here with some great hats. Well, it was nice talking to you guys today. Amanda and Alyssa, thanks for being with us. Sports Interactive, thanks for watching. Hi, this is Lisa Kelly. I'm here with Bill Green. Comes to Patriots training camp every year here. How do you think the team looks this year?
They look as good as they looked last year.
You see, so do you see any difference then?
No, I see they have more depth this year than they had last year.
Depth. Who do you think is going to be the breakout player this year?
Oh, hopefully, hope Brady is.
You think Brady's going to stay consistent even with the pressure on him from last year?
Yeah, he had all the pressure. Super Bowl's the most pressure, isn't it?
Yeah, but now some of those teams are going to try to figure him out. You know, it's his second year. They're going to look at him. They're going to try to, mark him. Well, how do you think he's going to handle that?
He's good. He's got more people to pass to this year. He's got the tight ends, got Donald Hayes,
Who else do you think has been looking good here at training camp today?
Ted Johnson.
Ted Johnson.
Looks like he's in the best shape he's ever been in.
Excellent. So you think the Patriots are going to have a chance at repeating in the Super Bowl then?
Oh, yeah. I went to the Super Bowl.
Fabulous. How was it down there? Tell us a little bit about the environment.
That was the best. Nobody believed us. We were just talking about that. They said, what about the 14 points? That's why everyone from St. Louis said, what about the 14 points? They told them they could stick them with the 10 points that the Steelers had.
Yeah.
They gave us 10 points the week before. We didn't need points.
Yeah.
I was right.
Did you win any money on it?
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah, it was only the Patriots fans who were believing. Everybody else in the country who was taking on it didn't believe in the Patriots.
Nobody else believed them.
So we have a believer here. Well, thanks for talking to us. How do you think the fans are this year? A little more excited than other years, or do you see more press around than other years?
I see more fans. Twice the amount of fans as every other year.
How long have you been a Patriots fan?
Since they were the Boston Patriots.
So we have a true fan here who stuck it through thick and thin and believes that the Patriots can go on to win another Super Bowl and be contenders this year with Tom Brady leading the pack. Thanks a lot for talking to us this afternoon.
You're welcome.
We're here with Patriots' youngest fan, Samantha. How old is Samantha?
She's about 3.5 months.
3.5 months here. Already decked out in her Patriots gear. It looks great. Is this your first time to training camp?
Actually, yes, it is.
How do you like it out here?
It's pretty nice. They do a nice job.
This is Dad Sean here, bringing out our youngest Patriots fan. She looks real excited to be here. I'm sure she has a crush on Tom Brady like every other female that we've talked to. How do you think the team looks this year?
They look pretty good. I think they have a shot.
You think they could be repeat champions?
Sure. Absolutely.
Who's looking strong out there today?
Actually, the backup quarterback who's out there right now, I'm not really sure what his name is, but he's looking pretty sharp.
This is the new one, Rohan Davey.
That's it. That's the one.
Looking pretty good. Yeah, I heard that he's got a real bullet of an arm, so we'll have to keep an eye on him. Should Tom Brady be worried, do you think, at all?
I don't think not yet.
Not yet, as long as Brady stays healthy. So, anybody else you see making a couple good catches or some good tackles out there today?
Not really. Kind of tough with have to watch her too. So.
Got it. So the youngest Patriots fan, Samantha here, keeping Dad occupied, but still out rooting for the home team. Thanks a lot for talking to us today.
You're welcome.
This is Lisa Kelly, Sports Interactive, with our lovely host, my man, Mike D. How's it going today, Mike?
Good. How are you, Lisa?
Just fine. Great to be here on this lovely, cool breeze of a day down in Smithfield, Rhode Island with the Patriots. How do you think they're doing this week?
Good. They doing a lot of resting, I think, but that's the way Belichick wants to do it. And I'm not, I have nothing to do with as far as knowledgeable football, but what I can see in the dorm, and these guys are really concentrating on the game this weekend, and it looks pretty good to me.
So when you say resting a lot, I know they've taken a few practices off. Do you think maybe they're taking too much time off?
That's not my decision. I don't know. Every year is different. This year is a lot more different than other years because of the heat. It's been hot, so he's really helped the players a lot, the coach, and I can't say. It's really tough for me at my angle, but I know the players have a lot of. They're really focused. More than I've seen them before. So
you see a serious attitude here at camp this year?
Yeah, I do. Yeah, I see a different, I don't know, it's a different level of attitude, of maturity, and which, who knows, it could go either way,
You think that might be the step that they need to hang on to their championship status?
Well, I don't know. See, what happens is after you win a Super Bowl, now, are they going to, which way are they going to go? Like, with the maturity they have, is it the cockiness that they go and laugh from Super Bowl to being the last place team, or are they going to continue to be a Super Bowl team? We got to see that, and that remains to be seen. You know what I mean? We don't really know. I'm stymied with the team because of the attitude they got. They have an attitude of cockiness, which it could go both ways. Mm-hmm. And if it goes in the right direction, well, then you got a championship team for like years to come. You know what I mean? But if it goes another way, now we're dead again. But I doubt it. With the coaching staff, I doubt it.
So do you see any players that are standing out this year that you were a little bit surprised about? Maybe you've heard about on the field that are doing a great job that's a little unexpected?
No, I don't go to the practices that often. I really don't know as far as that's concerned. I just see in the dorms and how they live, and that's it. As far as their playing ability, I really, you know what I mean. You can cut the air with a knife here, and as far as from the 53rd player to the 54th player, there's such a thin line. It's such a thin line that you don't know who's even going to make the team. In the last day,
Any new additions to the team that you've run into this year that you think are positive for the team?
No, not really. No, I haven't. I'm paying attention to one end, and you're asking me questions on football, and I'm on the other end. As far as the ability is concerned, I don't know. But as far as their attitudes, as far as the way they live and everything, I can tell you that it's a lot different than than normal years as far as the maturity. They're really mature, but they're cocky, and I don't know which way that's going. You know, and if it goes in the right direction, then they got a Super Bowl champ for a long time.
So we have from Mike D here on the living end of the situation. Looks like there's been some more focus and concentration here at the Patriots camp. You can see a definite change from other years. Cockiness or concentration? Is it just confidence, or is it going to be something that could maybe cost the Patriots later in the season when they're under a lot of pressure and those star players need to rise up to the expectations that they didn't have last year? Different expectations for the team. Mike D sees some different kinds of attitudes here. Hopefully they'll be able to focus and keep working as a team so they'll head into the playoffs once again. This is Lisa Kelly with Sports Interactive. Thank you.
Thanks, Lisa. This is Mike D from the training camp at Bryant College. Stay tuned for more Sports Interactive.
Hello, welcome to Sports Interactive. I'm Joe Mahan. I'm here with Lisa Kelly.
Hi, how are you?
And for this first segment, we'll be talking about the Patriots mostly, but let's start right away. We've been up to the Patriots training camp. How do you think they look?
I think they look great. I think they've got a lot of depth this season, and they look like they're out there. The organization is what struck me right away. It seemed like practice ran bang, bang, bang. They were going from activity to activity. They had everybody in their different sections working on different things. They worked on play after play. They rotated the players in and out, and there were some definite standouts. Tom Brady looks calm, in full command, and everything looks pretty good.
Yeah, I would agree with that. It does. It looks like a fine-tuned machine, very business-like, professional. The quarters are very Spartan. You know, they're doing a great job up there. No injuries yet. Now, what about Tom Brady? Tom Brady, like you said, he seems like he's all business. If he becomes a consummate pro, like Drew Bledsoe, how good can this guy be?
Big difference, I think, is that, boom, Brady comes in, he's running, you know, a NFL superior team right now.
Yeah.
He's got a Super Bowl ring on his hand, and so he's already held the type of pressure that a lot of quarterbacks, some great quarterbacks, have never had the opportunity to play in that game or to win that game and come off of that. He still looks like he's a man who knows how to do his job and get things done. So he's out there calling the plays, encouraging the guys, seeming just like a regular guy. I mean, what struck me was a real laid-back attitude kind of a camp. They were real regimented, but there was no airs, there was no, you know, royal treatment going on, anything like that. And so Brady has already proven that he can handle a championship. I think that's big right there. You know, you get a championship organization, and he's leading them into it again. Not to take away from what Drew Bledsoe's brought to this team, they needed somebody who could build them up to the point where they were last year, where they could win that championship. However, Brady's at the helm now, and I think that more so than a pro, I mean, he's got the down-home attitude, he's got the laid-backness, but he's got the professionalness and the focus, most importantly, I think, to keep this team strong. And so Brady hopefully will be around for many years, spearheading the New England organization.
At the training camp, when they were running the drills, now is that the coach makes them run a drills? Is that for conditioning, or maybe something they did wrong in practice? Or?
Well, I think at the point where we had caught them on tape where they were running a drill, there was some kind of error that had happened on the field. I didn't quite get it. They were working on kickoff return drills, but it was interesting to me that there were a lot of fans there that day, as there has been more this year than any other year recently, and Brady took off right away in front. He was running around. And he was kind of the celebrity when he was going by the fans. There was a big cheer up when he went by them. But Rohan Davey, the new quarterback, was right there by his side and even overtook him at one point. So there was an interesting little maybe battle of who's in charge, or, you know, who's the big guy on campus type of thing. But the quarterbacks were definitely out front in that. I don't know if that was planned or if he sprinted on ahead of the rest of the team. But they, in their two red shirts, made a statement at that point. They were a little bit separate from the team, a little bit elite there. So I don't know if that was kind of a publicity thing or for the fans or what it was exactly, but that was an interesting moment.
No, I haven't heard. Has Brady signed another contract?
It's not yet. No, not as of yet.
So he's still making $250,000?
It's been real kind of hush-hush. They didn't want to I mean, when it comes out, obviously, it'll be big news, but I'm surprised there haven't been any leaks. I mean, there's always leaks in big organizations like this, and it's something that everybody should be watching, but the media hasn't really been pushing it. It's not a, even a page 8 story right now, so I'm not sure.
That surprises me because Bledsoe's out of town. They apparently worked that out with the Bills as far as compensation, so why not take care of Brady?
Well, there's some interesting things that go on with, salary cap and team, royalties and all of that stuff and everything that happens now. So when you start to get a big name player, he could get a lot of money. There's a lot of organizations who could use a young quarterback who has the experience that he was thrown into last year. Yeah. So he's going to be, he deserves, compared to everybody else, the big bucks.
Right.
So it's kind of, do the Patriots really have enough money to keep him? I'm not sure how everything looks with that right now, but the Patriots have done a great job. I know one of the other things we're going to talk about is payroll and stuff. They've done an excellent job acquiring free agents and a couple good rookies coming in this year. So they're looking to stay on top. They're not looking to have a Super Bowl team and sell everybody off and rebuild right away. They seem like they have some good management that's keeping a lot of positive aspects on that team, building more and more, always bringing good people back in.
Well, like you're saying, the Patriots won the Super Bowl with a very low payroll. They play their cards right. They should be able to position themselves for 3-4 years.
Yeah, I think so, because they did a great job. But they got like 7 free agents signed this year, some very good ones. Green from the New York Jets, who looks good, who's going to be a definite asset to their line there. And there's a couple different players that came in. I can't name right off the top of my head, but they did a really smart job with free agency this year. Also with their acquisitions in the draft. So it looks like they've got some kind of synergy going on where they're going to be able to stay on top. And I think it comes down to attitude. They've got the talent. They've got the talent. They lost the game the other night to the Giants, which is interesting. But I have right here, actually, I thought reasons why preseason doesn't really matter. The Rams lost and to Tennessee, of all teams, not like a depth of talent there. Green Bay lost. Even though Favre had a great game. Denver beat Chicago 27-3. That's a pretty big deficit there. And Houston, the new franchise team, beat New Orleans 13-10. So there's a lot of interesting stuff that goes on in preseason where when they're throwing players in and out, you're not going to get a fully gelled team that you're going to see on the field in regular season football.
Yeah. You really aren't high on Tennessee. I am. I think they're going to be right back, maybe even in the AFC title game. If they stay injury-free, that's a good team. You don't think so?
It's a good. It's got its high points.
Yeah.
It's in the upper level, but I don't know. I think they've kind of had their ups and downs, and it's not the same thing as Oakland. I think Oakland's older, and they're kind of on their way out. Oakland's reached a peak, and they didn't get to the point where they needed to get to. They didn't have the backup to help them out. Tennessee is a team that I don't really see that's reached its full potential.
Right, I agree, yeah. Because Tennessee, they went to the Super Bowl, and then the next year they had all those injuries, Eddie George, Steve McNair. So I was really high on Steve McNair coming out of college when he was called Air McNair. So I'm kind of, sometimes when you think a player is going to be good, you stick with him. And I like Steve McNair, and I also like Jeff Fisher, the coach of Tennessee. So that's a team I like. The Patriots. The Patriots are going to open a new stadium, Gillette Stadium now, a Super Bowl chance. Do you think they can go 6-2 at home with such a tough schedule?
It is a tough schedule. I know that even in November, they're out at Detroit. They would come back. They go all the way out to Oakland, which is a tough game. Whether or not Oakland's, a shaky team, those fans and everything, that's a lot of pressure out there. They have to come back here, play Minnesota. However tough they're going to be, there's going to be some really important people they're going to have to spend a lot of time covering. And then 4 days later, they play on Thanksgiving. And that's an away game. So they have and that's right mid-season. They're just, they've really pushed hard September and October. You get to November and boom, they get hit. I think they even go away to Tampa Bay at a point. I mean, up in this corner of the world, they're traveling all over the place.
Tough schedule.
So that's tough, but I think that there's this, the new stadium has great energy. The owners are behind the team 100%. Now it's the Gillette Stadium. Homegrown business and everything here. There's a lot of great energy, and the fans are going to be behind this team 100%. Football, and especially New England fans, are loyal, win or lose, and now that they've won, it's, do or die. These people aren't leaving. The fans are going to be there. The stadium's sold out. People are going to be going crazy. Who knows what kind of promotional things they're going to have. So I think this is going to be a very powerful team at home. It's a beautiful stadium, and people who are coming into it are going to have to be aware that there might be a new breed of New England fans that are hungry to get their reputation as the scavengers out there who are taking down all the other teams' fans.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't realize this. So they're playing the Raiders. I've seen the schedule, but kind of haven't remembered. So they're playing the Raiders, Thanksgiving.
In Oakland.
Oh, that's going to be a good game. And playing on Thanksgiving, so yeah, it'll be tough because you got to figure they want to go 6-2 at home because on the road, if you go 5-3, there's your 11 wins. So it's going to be a tough season for them. There's a game coming up in 6 weeks. Redskins, 49ers. It's going to be like a playoff atmosphere. Steve Spurrier, Bowl 1. To me, that's a can't-miss first half. What do you think about that game?
I think it's great, but you have to keep in mind Steve Spurrier is the coach. As much as he can be on the field, and he's a great asset to Washington, he can't make it happen on the field. And so the Redskins are not a top-notch team yet. Okay. They could maybe gather together their talents underneath somebody like Spurrier, who has an incredible record of harnessing all different aspects of the sport. But I'm not sure if the Redskins are going to quite this year be a contender.
Yeah, I agree. So the Redskins probably need a top-flight quarterback, but it seems Steve Spurrier is really figuring out the NFL pretty quickly.
Yeah, he's got a lot of talent, and it could go either way, but I'd lean more towards giving him a year to kind of sink into it there.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not a Steve Spurrier fan, but I think he makes things interesting. So any other comments about the Pats? You just think, like we were saying, if they go... Preseason really doesn't matter if you go 1-3 or 4-0. Just
the game this past week, and when this show airs, they'll have had another game. Was a little bit slow. It was a little bit. I mean, all you could really say was it seemed a little uneven, which of course it was because they put in 3 different quarterbacks. Rohan Davey, by the way, somebody to watch. He's got a bullet for an arm. I know I said that once before at training camp, but he had a couple great passes off. And Deion Branch, wide receiver, who was in because Troy Brown is injured slightly now. They're not going to use him in a couple preseason games. He was out there. He was somebody who the experts or critics were kind of like, why would a huge team like the Patriots now use a second pick on Deion Branch? He's 5'9", he's a small, compact guy. Got some great passes, great energy out there. He caught 8 passes, 129 yards. So they have depth on this team. They have people in all positions they can go to if need be.
Yep. Another quick point about Brady. Do you sign this guy to a long-term contract, or you think Kraft will be maybe sign him to a 1-year deal, and like you say, see if he's not a one-hit wonder? I think sign him long-term.
I'd say long-term. Yeah. In this league, you don't get many quarterbacks that come along that are going to be able to pull off the stuff that he's pulled off. Yep. I mean, he's a young guy, and at first I was a little bit questioning when we started talking about this kind of thing. Can Tom Brady hold up against the pressure? But pressure, the guy's 25 years old. He's played in the Super Bowl. I mean, he had the weight of the world on him. Now it's a different kind of pressure, but he's had some time off. He's had the whole celebrity thing. He looked like the same guy, just maybe a little bit stronger out there on the field. So he's the same guy, and he can go out there and lead this team just as well, if not better, than he did last year. I think he's at the point where he's only getting better, and so I don't think you'd let somebody like that slip through your hands. Long term, and I don't know, I'd say give him what he wants. He's the heart of this team right now. He's got a great attitude, I think. He's a workhorse, and that's what everybody needs, is a leader of their team, somebody who leads by example.
Yep, I agree. We've been going up to Bryant College 2-3 times, and we just want to really say thank you to Mike D.
Mike D.
He's been showing us around and doing a great job. Mike D is one of my best friends. Really appreciate that, Mike. But ladies and gentlemen, stay tuned, and we'll be right back.
There's 80 players here. It used to be 100. Now it's 80. And these 80 guys are fighting for their life. 35 have jobs. So if you do your mathematics right, you got yourself like 23 guys, say, are fighting for their lives, and 10 of them have to go home. Maybe 10 of them go to the Canadian League, but there's 10 of them out of these guys that have to go home to their mothers and good construction jobs. Yeah. So you can cut the air with a knife here.